Okay, so we're live. There's nobody watching, no problem, because this is going to be a little bit of a stream of consciousness on my part. I wanna tell you a story from a faraway galaxy a long, long time ago. There were a bunch of what we would call geeks, nerds, people with certain interests that are not mainstream, people that like the pulp, science fiction, people that like it, comic books. And they used to fight among themselves about what book was best, what movie was best, what comic was best, what character beats the shit out of what. And they never went bothering other people. So sci-fi went mainstream. Sci-fi authors became really famous, and there was a couple of awards created to celebrate the authors, and it was the Nebula and the Hugos. And people used to think about these awards as a recommendation, as a quality symbol. Anybody with a Hugo Award, his work was considered a great work, a good book. You could. It didn't matter if you had read the book or if somebody had told you it was good. If it was even nominated, you didn't even need to win the award. Just being nominated for the award was a quality symbol. Okay, the Hugo Awards are named like that because of Hugo Gernsback, who coined science fiction. He invented the term science fiction, and he founded a magazine. It was called Amazing Stories. Yes, Amazing Stories. I'm pretty sure I'm right. So in his honor, the awards are called Hugo. Okay, and it was an honor to be nominated for one. It was an honor to win one. And it didn't matter. You could be green and your work was good enough, you could win. You could get nominated. But then, slowly, very, very slowly, over the course of years, the conventions started to get populated by people that weren't really into science fiction. They were into other stuff. They wanted to talk about social justice. They wanted to talk about feminism. They wanted to talk about a lot of things, but not about science fiction. Long story short, these people managed to get a hold, a chokehold in the Hugo Awards, in the nominations, and you start getting some books, some works nominated that are really not up to par. We're told these are literary works. These aren't pulp works. This is literary works. And we have people that has more Hugo Awards than great writers, and these people aren't up to par with people that have more awards than Asimov, for instance, and who don't have the chops that Asimov had, you know. So some time passes, and then in 2013, I believe, Larry Correa launches the Sad Puppies campaign. And the Sad Puppies campaign was about proving that the Hugo Awards were indeed under a clique, under the control of a clique. And if you didn't check the boxes, you couldn't get nominated, much less win. And I really think they proved it. You know, they proved that it was indeed under the control of a clique. And of course, the usual suspects, the SJWs, oh, they blew their lead. Sexist, racist, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. Never mind that a lot of the supporters of the Sad Puppies were women themselves. Never mind that Larry Correa is a Latino. Never mind that John De La Rose is a Latino. Never mind that. Sexist, racist, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. Then we have in Sad Puppies kept going. It was five years. It was done, I believe. But now, in 2014, we had Gamergate, which was about ethics in the video game press. It was about the collusion between the specialized press and the game publishers. So, once again, the usual suspects blew their leads and started labeling everybody as sexist, racist, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. Start to see a pattern here? Okay. So, they managed to convince even the main press, the mainstream media, that the people in Gamergate are all of them, every single one of them is a white, straight, Christian male. Never mind, there were a lot of women, there were a lot of non-whites, there were a lot of non-Christians, that most of them tended towards the left and not the right. Never mind that. Facts be damned. If you're part of Gamergate, you're part of harassing campaign, you're a sexist, racist, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. Then we have Comicsgate. Comicsgate is in reaction to the media and the pros in the business calling us names, telling us that if we don't like this book, if we don't like that book, it's not because the book is bad, it's because we're sexist, racist, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. At the same time, they are infiltrating very successfully Warhammer 40K. They are currently they are in the top echelons of the company, of the blah, 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 what was it, the name? Pocket, I forgot. And they have been invading tabletop gaming too. They started with the biggest one, Dungeons and Dragons, and they started in the 90s or before that. Okay, this is not anything new. And of course, we have changes made to appeal to this demographic, to this market. Okay, and of course, we want to broaden the consumer base, but it always turns out that in order to broaden the consumer base, you need to forget about your consumer base. You need to leave those behind. You need to forget about them. You need to insult them. You need to spit on their faces. I have been telling a lot of people, anybody that has cared to read what I write or hear me out, I have been telling them that we have to get together. We have to unite because they are attacking every single one of our hobbies, and they will not give up. They will not give up. They can't give up. They are zealots. They are fanatics. Right now, they are banning conservative authors from sci-fi conventions. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a gringo. I'm a Mexican. I'm an atheist. And I find it repulsive what these people are doing. I don't think that what they are doing is correct, it's moral. And I think they are doing it to spite in Mr. Correa's face because he sells way more than any of them sells. And he does it without them outside of their business model. He's a bestseller. Almost every single book. Okay? Almost every single book of his bestseller. And with reason, okay? With reason. Those are some great books. He's the author of Monster Hunter International. It's a series. Okay, he's been he's right now about 14 books, I believe, maybe more. I might be mistaken. He's not a newcomer to the business. He's being published by Buying Books. That is the house that publishes him. And I'm telling you, he's a bestseller. him and Brad Torgersen and John de la Rose. And let me see, what was what was the name of this? Sarah Hoyt, Kate Polk, a lot of great people, a lot of. If you are, if you have, if you stop buying science fiction because you couldn't find a good book anywhere. If you stop buying science fiction because the lack of quality, you need to go check out the people that were involved in the sad puppies stuff. Great books, really great books. You won't regret it. Unranked Chevron, I think we Comicsgate or whatever owes more to Larry Correa than we do to Gamergate. Yes and no. He started it, but Gamergate showed how it can be, how there can be some victories. Okay, Larry didn't win against the Hugos, and I don't think we're going to win against the SJWs in Marvel. Okay, they would rather burn it to the ground than allow us to have it as it was. Worldcon, that is the convention that hosts the Hugos, has been surpassed by DragonCon, and the Dragon Awards were created about 2 years ago, I seem to remember. And believe me, I think that the Dragon Awards will be the next seal of quality. They will surpass well, they have already surpassed the Hugos and the Nebulas, and the same with the Eisners will be the same. The Dragon Awards, because the Eisner has been co-opted too. So what we need, we need to unite. We need to present a united front, because we're not that many, you know. Unless you count every single geek part of geek culture, you know, sci-fi, comics, video games, tabletop. If you grab all geekdom, then yes, we are many. But bit by bit, we're not that many. And we can be outpowered by them if we don't grab each other's hand and march forward. We need to unite. We really need to unite. We need to stop the infighting. We need to stop the purity checks. We need to stop calling each other names, and we need to go forward and do what we have to do. Really. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people think that we need to save Marvel. I don't think we can do that. I really don't think. I think Marvel is doomed because it's from on top. It's not the bottom up. It's the other way around, and there's nothing we can do. When the bosses want more the propagation of their agenda than the money, there's nothing the market can do but to reward it as it should by going bankrupt. And I believe that they are going to end up like that. They are going to end up bankrupt. And of course, it might take some time. It all depends on how converged Disney really is. If it's in the topmost echelons, we're fucked, because they own a lot of geek stuff, and we have seen that movies are starting to show signs of being co-opted too. And we might very well be forced to make our own, to build it up from the ground up again, like we did in the past. Because there was a time that comics were only for children and nobody really talked about it. And you were a weirdo for reading comics after a certain age. And you were a weirdo if you like it, if you really, really like it, Star Trek or Star Wars. Or you were a weirdo if you read Ringworld and you knew what a kissing was. And it might be best if it's all burned to the ground and build it up again. Of course, if some companies don't want to go down and they decide to, Marvel doesn't have any real incentive to change. They make just enough money to stay afloat. Exactly, exactly. They don't, and sadly, many of us help them by buying the comics, and we don't have to buy the comics. We don't. We really don't. You want to you want to jump in, man, on ranked? You want to jump in? You want me to send you an invitation to jump to join the stream? Because we don't have a we need to have the balls, to say, okay, if this goes belly up, I don't give it. And I'm at that place really right now. I'm at that place because I don't see it. I don't see it ever getting better. Oh, very well. Next time then. So we need to get together. We really do. I know not all of us like science fiction. Not all of us like tabletop, but doesn't matter. We need to get together. We need to help each other. We need to like I said, wrong fans of the world unite, geek geekdom unite. We need to get together because if we don't, we're fucked. We really are fucked if we don't get together and start fighting them wherever we find them. And fighting them, I mean, with in a smart way. Okay, we don't. We need the normies to realize who are the crazy ones, and we can't do that if we're not smart. We can't do that if we project in such a way that when they say we're a bigots, normies may see that and see, okay, yes, yes, they are bigots. You know, we need to be careful. We need to be careful about that, about how we interact with them and interact with the ones that are worthy of, because not all of them are worthy of interaction. Not all of them are worthy of our time. I would dare say that 99.99% of them are not worth of our time. And we may very well need to, I don't know, may very well need to get used to the idea that some of the stuff we love may go belly up, and we just can't really keep on being worried that oh, but how about Spider-Man? Fuck Spider-Man. I have over 10 years of a hole that's over 10 years big in my Spider-Man collection, and I started collecting because of Spider-Man. You know, Spider-Man was the book that really got me into comics. I used to read some before that, but Spider-Man is the book that really made me a fan. You know, so we need to get together. We need to be just one front. Yes, yeah, it's a hypocrite of them. I agree. I agree. They call us that and worst, you know. But we need the normies to see them doing that while we don't. That's what we need. Okay? We need to be smart. We really, really need to be smart about how we present ourselves. Because we can't win without the normies. We just can't. It's the truth. Without the normies, we can't win. We need the normies. You know? So we need them to spare out, but we can't be really, really crass or offensive, you know? There are some stuff that you may think, and you have all the right to think, and I'm not going to start asking for anybody to be banned, but I don't think it's the smartest way to talk about certain people, because oh, they are going to say that. Yes, they are going to say it, but the normies are not going to see any evidence of that, and that's not the same thing. It's not the same ball, you know. It's not the same game. More to my favor, it doesn't take much for them to get offended. So if I can offend them even without really being offensive, that works in my favor. You know, that works in my favor because they end up looking crazy, and I don't end up looking like an aggro. You know, to normies. I know, you know, they are crazy. Yes, I know. And I know that between us, we can call us names, and none of us will start saying, "Oh, you're a sexist, you're a racist." No, no, not. But we're not crazy. They are, and we need the world to see them. We need the normies to see how crazy they are. This isn't just about Marvel. I need all of you to understand. This isn't about Marvel, not really. This isn't about DC. This isn't about comic books. This is about all of geekdom. This is about our culture. And this is ultimately about our future, because politics is downstream from culture. We need to save our culture. If we don't, we're fucked. We're really fucked. Okay. Larry Correa is a really sweet man, and they are going after him again. Yes, I saw that. I saw that. He sees the same four articles. And if he went looking, he would have found some evidence, because some have said certain things that could be interpreted in certain ways. It's not. Don't. How do you? Don't do good things that look like bad things, and the other way around too. Exactly. Exactly. So, how do you present yourself in order to fight that? How? Acting crazy and hateful? Calling everybody names? Or you present yourself as a calm person with facts, logic, and don't resorting to name calling. This is all about the long run, man. It's not about feeling good because you wrecked some noob. It's not about that. It's really not. If we really care about our culture, we are going to. We need to find a way to fight them without being like them, without looking crazy and hateful, and making the normies look at them and they are the ones that are crazy and hateful. You know? And vote with your wallets. Vote with your wallets. If Marvel, what I have against Marvel is not because some of their staff are bigots. No, it's because it's in the upper echelons. Okay, even the sales VP went out and talked about against us, blamed us because we didn't want black people and women and blah 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 as a leads in comic books, as a lead character. So it's not it's not that easy. It's not that simple. Why I don't have the same contempt against DC? Because they haven't said anything like that, and they heard the fans and they said, okay, you don't like that, we're going to change, and they did. And they have some terrible books, and they have some good books, and they have some meh books, and they even have some SJW books. But like I say, here's the thing: I don't care if there are some SJW books. I don't care because I know they are those aren't going to sell. I don't care. I know that the market is going to give me the reason. I don't need to call for their destruction. I can't be magnanimous and say, okay, you want to publish this, go ahead, publish it. This person is a bigot, I'm not going to buy anything by that person. But that doesn't goes against everybody in the company, because the company is different from Marvel. Unless our good friend DNC goes and starts poking the bear, because he loves the drama. He needs it. We don't need the drama. And especially we don't need to search for it. It will come to us. It will come to us, and we will need to be prepared and to be calm and to be smart about how do we react against the drama. Articles are important. We need more outlets on our side. We need more articles, we need more videos, but we don't need more videos telling some random women what some of us had said, you know. What we need is that when the algorithm presents the results are from us and are sane, calm, collected, factual, logical. That's what we need. And we're not getting it. We're not producing it. Why? Well, I don't know. Because we want the money. I really don't. Okay, so I couldn't give a damn. I do this because I like it, because I love the comics. I really do love comics. It's my hobby. Okay, it was my gateway drug to geekdom. Yes, exactly. They need to do that. Exactly. They really need to do that, and they are doing the opposite. They are joining him, and that's not good. That's not good. I'm on his side. Okay, I think they shouldn't have done what they did, but instead of being smart about it, instead of saying, okay, now you have me where I wanted you, he blows his leaf. That's not the way. That's not the way, man. That's not the way, really. That's not the way. And it's all his right. I'm not going to start asking he be banned or the platform or anything. No, it's his right. But it's not the smart thing to do. And for all the drama, a lot of stuff has been lost because of all the drama. We need to focus on what's important in the big picture. We need to focus on making the small guy to be able to publish. Not just one, many of them. Because if you have only one choice, then that's your only choice. If you have two choices, then they have to compete between them. And if you have 20 choices, the chances that you can find something that you like and I can find something that I like are bigger, are better. And if they are competing among themselves, the chances that they keep trying to make us happy, you know, really need to make more comic artists to be able to publish. We need to promote them, and really, we really need to get together. And when we see them targeting sci-fi, when we see them targeting Warhammer, when we see them targeting tabletop, when we see them targeting movies, video games, comics, we need to get together as one. You know, I am Spartacus. That we have to be like that. If you attack one of us, you attack all of us. Okay. Always provided that the people attacked is not the your next videos looks really fun. That comic, yes, it looks really fun. That was great. That was a good book. I love it. I loved it. Sadly, I got in trouble. I haven't been able to get all my chickens in a row and make the videos I want to make. But what can I tell you, man? We need to get together. If it takes 20 of us to promote one book, well, we have to do it. Have you seen my tweets about the Ferryman? That's a great book. I have it. Okay, I have it. I read it. It's a great book. I want to read number 2. I want to read issue number 2. And I don't know. I don't know, man. Looks like not many people are interested. There must be some video about drama going on somewhere. Oh, well. Well. What can I tell you, man? We can't all be everybody. Hopefully, no. It's not out. It's not out. The book is not out. But he sent me a PDF. And I read it, and it's really good. The art, it's not that great, but it's not bad. It's but the story is really good. Really good. I really need to make a video about that because it's only 9 days. And he doesn't, he's not asking for a lot of money, you know? He's not asking for a lot of money. Captain Commons is streaming right now. Oh, no wonder. Yes, must be drama. I used to like his videos, you know, but when DNC came, Captain went and copied the style, and it worked. He got bigger. Good for him. Anyway, man, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go make dinner for my son, my wife, and myself. I don't know what we're going to. to eat. I need to see if we still have some cochinita pibil and make some tacos. So, well, unranked, thank you for coming by, man. Anybody that happens to see this video at a later time, it really is. It's important. I really think it's important, but I'm not. I don't make drama. You know, I'm not always making drama. I'm not always making controversies. And I have 90 subscribers, so who am I? But well, maybe in time people will see the video little by little, and some people will think too that we really need to get together. I have seen the people in all these communities, Magic the Gathering, Warhammer, Tabletop, getting attacked, and most of us silent. Most of us don't care. Why? Because, oh, come on, I don't play that. That's not mine. First, they came for the communists. Remember that. First, they came for the communists. Well, I'm going to leave you, man. I'm going to go make dinner. Thank you. Thank you again for dropping by. And anybody that listens to this afterwards, please, the comment section is open. Tell me what you think. Tell me how stupid I am, how wrong I am. Give me your reasons, okay? Change my mind. Change my mind. Tell me why we shouldn't get together with the geeks in the other hobbies. If you can, because I don't think I think I'm right. I think we should all get together. Okay, now we have somebody else when we're almost ready to call it a night. Who's there? We need to we really need to do something, because this isn't new. This has been decades on the making, and they are everywhere in every single one of our hobbies. And some hobbies are easier to kick the companies to the curb and go our own ways. For instance, in tabletop, Dungeons and Dragons and all of that, we don't need the companies. Right now, we don't need them for anything. But in some other hobbies, it's not that easy to kick them to the curb, because it's way more expensive, way more hard to make your own. And I really, oh come on, I really, I don't know. It's been what, about 20 years, maybe more, since the Yugos stopped being really about good books. Same for the Nebulas. The Eisner, it's fucked. Yeah, and they are constantly chipping away in tabletop, in role playing, and in the tactical war games. And they are chipping away in comics. They are chipping away in everything, everywhere. Every single small part of geekdom is under attack. Okay, and we're not alone. Metal, same thing. Skater, same thing. Every single subculture is under attack by the same kind of people, the same cult, because they are a cult, or at least they act like a cult. They act like zealots of a cult. I don't know what is going to happen, man. If we don't get together with our fellow geeks in the other hobbies, I don't know if we can really win. I don't know. I don't know if we can really win. And we can't win the culture. We can't win the politics, man. And whatever happens in the USA gets imported to Mexico in a couple of years. So, okay, right now, from the we're about to have our presidential elections, and of the five candidates, only one isn't a socialist, and he can't win. He's not going to win. So imagine how we are. Yeah, so we need to get together, man. We need to get together. We need to help our fellow geeks in other hobbies, and they need to help us too. Because if not, we're going to get fucked in the ass, each and every one of us. Yes, and in sci-fi they went and turned their back on the publishers. The big publishers are going down themselves, and the Hugos are irrelevant. The Nebulas the same. Nobody takes them seriously. Nobody sees a book that says Hugo winner or Hugo nominee and says, "Oh, this must be a good book." On the contrary, you see that and you say, "I don't want this." The Eisners are right now in the same place. Spike wanted to save them. I don't think it can be saved. I don't really think so. I think that what we need is either to go all in with DragonCon or make our own awards. And if you don't believe me, you go search for "If You Were a Dinosaur, My Love." Oh, fuck. It's terrible. It's really terrible that these people are such control freaks that they can't see anything that is not their cult, and they have to make it their cult. Okay. And I'm sick and tired of that, man. And we are wasting our time and our energy in drama instead of promoting good people that could be promoted and that need to be promoted. We need to focus on that. You know, we really do. We really do need to focus on that. We need and we need to make noise when some people in the other hobbies is getting attacked. You know, and well, like the pig used to say, da 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 da. That's all, folks. See you later. If you wish, tell me in the comments where I am wrong, where I am right, whatever. You like the content, subscribe to the channel or not. And well, I'll be seeing you all. See you, bye. See you also.